Welcome to your Fountain of Youth. I am Dr. Tassel Faith.
And I'm Andrea Turner.
And we're so excited to be with you today. We have such a great, powerful topic that probably everyone could have an interest in. This is living at your ideal weight without deprivation. Huge, right? Huge. My first thing I think of is the freshman 15.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Right?
It all goes downhill from there. It all starts.
Yes. And now that I'm thinking about it, that usually is from emotional eating.
Yes.
If we were in college, we had exams.
Lonely.
Yes.
Not just that, but we go from the big fish in the small pond to kind of a nobody at first,
Yes. Away from people we're familiar with. Yes. So that's where it starts. The emotional eating, the gaining weight. So we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty of all of that and really talk about concrete ways that you can be at your ideal weight without deprivation. And we like to start just by explaining a little bit about ourselves and particularly our ages. I am 54, and I'm so passionate about your Fountain of Youth because Andrea and I talk about this all the time. I was certainly programmed to think, once I hit 40, certainly once I hit 50, life is my beauty is over, basically.
Absolutely. Well, how often do we hear beauty fades, intelligence stays?
Yes.
We're, that's just programmed in our minds all the time from an early age.
Absolutely.
And I understand, the goal is to promote intelligence, but at the same time, what are we doing? We're saying, be careful. You're no longer going to be beautiful when you hit X age.
The messaging that you will age and it's inescapable is we see it 24/7, basically. The TV advertisements, the magazines, the way people talk. It's amazing that some people don't age given the extremity of the programming. And my dearest sister, Andrea, how old are you, sister?
46.
46. Yes. Yeah. So Andrea's 46. I'm 54. And I think, I don't want to totally speak for you, but we feel that we're just coming into our beauty. Our beauty is still unfolding.
No, and I think the thing that I think about all the time is that I'm 46, but I think I feel better than I did. I know I feel better than I did when I was 30, 25. I was sluggish. I was tired. It's so different. I have so much energy. I feel incredible.
I totally agree. You and I talk about this all the time. We do not ingest any caffeine or energy drinks. And because of the way we're eating and living our lives, we have so much energy.
It's crazy.
I think both you and I feel like little kids.
Yes. I have more energy than my kids.
Same. And people, I think, often describe us as being, having this childlike, very youthful energy.
Yeah.
And so we love to help other people look and feel at least 10 years younger, because that is absolutely, what age do you probably, I don't know. I feel like I'm 20.
I do too. I have no, knock on wood, there's nothing that's holding me back.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Much less, people at our ages who may start to have diseases and, physical ailments. None of that. Our bodies are as functioning as if they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
So our intention for anyone who joins us on these shows and in our upcoming program is that you too can absolutely look and feel at least 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And it just excites us so much because we have about this all the time, that you're in your body 24 hours a day. It can feel, at least to me, like this is a number one priority.
Absolutely.
Is how am I feeling in my body? Do I enjoy being in my body?
Yes.
How can we really enjoy life if we're not enjoying being in our body?
I remember so many days. I think it was maybe even around the freshman 15. And throughout my 20s, waking up and dreading having to get dressed, having to get ready, just not feeling good. Feeling terrible.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I totally agree. When I'm not feeling good in my body, it's hard for me to feel completely good in my life.
Yes.
How can you? And just to also share that both of us are therapists, and both of us have counseled many clients over the years. And I was always so uncomfortable with this somewhat institutionalized delineation that we're only supposed to talk about the mind and the emotions and not actually the body in therapy. Just, oh, well, that's for someone else to talk about with them.
Doctor.
Yeah, right. A medical doctor, a physical trainer. And I was always so uncomfortable with that, because how can we talk about a person's happiness, contentedness, joy without addressing the physical aspect of themselves?
Exactly.
So in your Fountain of Youth, we have a 4-step de-aging method, which addresses the physical aspects, the mental aspects, the emotional aspects, and the subconscious aspects. We hit it all so that you can truly live in your best feeling body.
Yes.
So exciting. So we're going to get into how to live at your ideal weight without deprivation. And the number one thing we want to emphasize every time we talk about your best feeling body is that your number one tool for your best feeling body, for de-aging, is your consciousness. You will age or de-age according to your beliefs, according to your expectations, period.
Yes. Yes. What is the saying? If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't.
Exactly. So this is something else we do in the first week of your Fountain of Youth. We work with you to set your intention and choosing your beliefs about your body. I choose to de-age. From here on out, every day, I get younger and younger and more vibrant and more radiant.
Yes.
So your consciousness is your number one most powerful tool to create your body. You are the creator of your body with your own thoughts, beliefs, and feelings.
Yes.
So we always want to just start with that. Okay, but today we're really talking about weight. Huge topic. Huge topic.
And there's not one person on this planet that hasn't struggled or wanted to change it, or even had to work on it, something. Even struggle might be a little strong, but everyone has an issue with their weight at some point.
Yes, absolutely. And it seems like what it goes back to, like all the other aspects of our lives, is miseducation about how to eat, what to eat, what eating should ideally represent. And
I feel like it's a constant pendulum, and the pendulum is constantly swinging back and forth between what our physical body needs, what our emotional body needs, and the balance. So on one
Yes.
end, our physical needs are so minor, really. Our car does not need that much gas. And our emotional needs are enormous. So that's where we gorge. That's where we overstuff ourselves. That's where the gas is just spilling out of the gas tank because our emotional needs are so ravishing. We just want to, we're just pushing in food all the time to satisfy those emotional needs.
I love how you have laid that out. It is so clear. It is so powerful. And I just want to repeat it because it's so true. Our physical needs of our body, in contrast to our emotional needs, are different. We don't
Yes.
need that much food, basically.
Yes.
But most of us have been entrained to reach for food for emotional reasons.
Yes.
And I'm really curious to hear about your childhood. Andrea, did for instance, with in my childhood, you would reach for food no matter what. If you were happy, if you were sad, if you were bored, if you were celebrating, if you were depressed, it didn't matter. Food was the only go-to.
Yes. Well, what else would we have? Really, what else did we have as kids? I think about this a lot. When we're going through, say we're going through an issue at school or we're having a fight with our parents, we couldn't turn to alcohol. We couldn't turn to any other substance. What did we have?
Yes,
It was food.
absolutely. I know. I was even thinking that when we were kids, there weren't any iPhones, cell phones,
Yes. Yes.
laptops. I know I was just completely alone at home.
Yes.
I was completely isolated. And I'm also remembering in my house, I don't exactly know why, but we didn't even listen to music, say. That I don't remember there
Oh
ever
my
being
goodness.
music on. It was totally silent.
Oh, I would die. Oh my
Because
goodness.
now, and I'm still in the process of this, but now if I have an urge to turn to food for an emotional reason, one of my favorite go-tos these days is turning to music,
Oh, fantastic.
putting on a song I love and dancing. That's now one of my favorite
Amazing.
go-tos.
Yes.
So the first point we really want to drive home here is, how do we live at our ideal weight without deprivation? As you said in the very beginning, a lot of us toggle between overindulgence with food and deprivation. And that's the way we try to maintain our weight.
Yes.
Right?
Years. People will go years and years and years doing that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to start this diet. I'm going to start this diet and I'm not going to eat X foods. And then a celebration comes along. Oh, I just had a great day at work. You know what? I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to have steak, chocolate cake, extra salad, whatever it is, the salad dressing, the oil, the heavy, rich foods that we turn to as a celebratory treat.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly it. Food in our culture has become the celebration, you did it, oh, I'm so sorry you failed your tests, my child, let's go get an ice cream. It's from a very young age we are entertaining our kids to really use food as a drug, I would say.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Use food for emotional reasons. And then we often live in this state of, okay, I overindulged, now I'm going to deprive. Overindulge, now I'm going to deprive. Yes. So really, the first tip that we're offering here is, and it's a huge thing to put into practice, is to tune in with your body. This is, I guess we would call mindful eating.
Awareness.
Am I hungry? This is the number one question to ask if you're if you're yearning to have some food, am I hungry? Is this a physical need?
Mhm.
Or am I turning to food for an emotional reason?
Right.
And just to share, I'm not great at this.
No, no, no. No, even as you're talking about it, I'm thinking a lot of people don't recognize the signs. They don't. Am I hungry or am I eating for comfort? It gets so convoluted. So convoluted.
Yes,
We
yes.
have to really practice that. And sometimes it takes even a food journal. And as silly as that sounds, and it's so much we say, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to do that. We all balk at that. But at some point, we have to truly look at it. Why am I eating 3,500 calories and I'm only burning 500 during the day? Why? What is
Yes.
that? When we can convince ourselves that we're hungry all the time.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
hungry. I need food. I need food. I'm starving. No, you're trained.
Yes, we're hungry for a break. We're hungry for entertainment. We're hungry for some relief from what we're feeling. So,
And I think a lot of it too is that schedule. Once we've pushed ourselves to say eat 2,700 calories, eating 2,000 calories feels like deprivation. Your
yes.
body sends messages, you're starving. When
Yes.
your brain says, I need more food, I need more food, I'm not reaching the 3,000 calorie mark that I'm used to, I must really be hungry.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
not the case.
I really like this question. Am I physically hungry? No. Okay, what am I hungry for? Like
Yes.
a two-part question.
Yes. And it
And
takes
then
practice.
yes,
It
and
takes
this is
practice.
something that we're going to be doing in the Your Fountain of Youth program that launches in early next year. We are going to do a 30-day habit transformation practice
Mhm.
exactly around these types of questions, because in the brain it takes about 30 days for your neural pathways to shift.
Right.
And that's
Yes.
all we really need to do. We just really need to take about 30 days and practice a new habit so that it becomes a default habit. And I
Yeah.
have done this with food. I have changed my habit, but then I've
Of
fallen back.
course. Of
So
course.
it is absolutely possible. Am I hungry? Yes. Okay. Then I'll eat. Is the answer no? Okay. Then what am I hungry for?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then meeting that need in a different way.
Exactly.
And as you're saying, a lot of us, we balk at keeping a food journal or, okay, deciding to do a 30-day habit. But I want to come back to what we were saying in the beginning. What feels better than being in your best feeling body?
Yes.
Is there anything that
Yes.
feels better?
No.
No, I don't think so. And I think what
Sometimes,
happens. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, what, sorry. One thing that I do when I'm going through this process, and it's not just with this, it's with anything that I have to change, is that I'll write it even on my hand, a little message so that because we're so impulsive. We just go to what we go to impulsively, immediately. So if we have it, and I know you do the same thing with little notes everywhere, as a reminder, we have to constantly, and if we're not getting the support from one another, we have to have the reminders.
Yes.
Mm.
I love what you said. When you said we're impulsive, I think food could be one of the things we are most
Yes.
impulsive about,
Yes.
partly because it's readily available all the time, right? And we do have to eat to survive. So
Yes.
it's not something that we can just put away.
Right.
But our habits and the programming around food are so dense,
Mm-hmm.
and the impulsivity around food is so great that what we're really advocating for is really taking seriously your relationship with food.
Right.
Really come onto our Your Fountain of Youth program, do the 30-day habit transformation and completely change your relationship with food.
Yes.
And live without deprivation and nurture yourself partially through food, but we're going to practice nurturing ourselves through other means than food.
Yes.
And also the beautiful aspect of when we really look at our relationship with food is it's the biggest kickstart, jumpstart to actually transforming our whole life.
Yes.
Because a lot of us are band-aiding our life with food.
Exactly.
We're turning to food because of emotional reasons. And what we really need to do is actually look at our life and shift some things in our life.
Yes.
So that we're not reaching that experience of needing to reach for food.
Right.
So when we transform our relationship with food, we actually transform our entire lives.
Yes. It's the catalyst.
Absolutely. And I'll share, you and I both are very experienced with fasting, with cleansing. And again, this is something that we're going to do in the Your Fountain of Youth program, that it will change your body, it will change your life.
Absolutely.
But if you're fasting and not eating, you will very quickly become aware of your emotional relationship with food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It brings everything to the forefront.
No, and without support, it's so difficult.
Yes.
It's so difficult.
Yes. So that's another aspect of the Your Fountain of Youth program that is amazing, is both of us and all the other folks, and we're all in it together, and we do all the practices together. And just you and I believe, have been a support for each other for all these years.
Incredible.
You're the amazing person who really has educated me about fruit. Can you share a bit about eating fruit as a staple in the way you eat?
So one of the things that was, I think the programming, again, it's all programming. If we think back to your relationship with food, we're never taught that fruit is basically a dessert. It is, it's something we try to not eat a lot of because it's so high in sugar. We want to stay away from it because it's just empty calories. We're kind of taught that there's not really a lot of benefit to eating fruit. Was that an experience? Was that your experience?
100,000,000%. Yes.
Exactly. So as it started for me in college, the freshman 15. Oh my goodness, I'm just putting it together. The freshman 15 was kicking in, and I found this book. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go back to it. But it was all about eating fruit. And that's, it started. But back then, it was looked at like an eating disorder.
Yes.
So if you're not eating steak and chicken and chocolate cake, and you're eating fruit, you have an eating disorder. So it really went back and forth for me. Okay, this is how I feel really amazing, but I'm not really fitting into society. And it wasn't that I was just eating only fruit, but primarily so much more. I would eat a breakfast full of just pounds of fruit. And even for lunch, I would turn to fruit. And then I would have a regular standard American diet dinner. And that's when I started really feeling fabulous. But the dynamic between, you have really disordered eating, you can't eat like that. You need to wake up and have a bagel with cream cheese or eggs and bacon. And then you need to have a turkey sandwich for lunch. It really messed with me emotionally. And here I am, 46 years old, and I'm still on that same path. So my diet at dinner has cleaned up, but my intake of fruit is so high. And I always go back to that. That's why I have so much energy. That's why I don't require so much sleep.
Amazing. And thanks to you, just more recently, I have been eating, I would say, a fruit-based diet. And as you said, I'm noticing I don't need as much sleep. I'm noticing my skin is clear and glowing. I'm even noticing my eyesight seems to be better from
amazing.
eating fruit.
So
And
good.
I want to ask you, as you eat primarily fruit, do you limit?
No. Oh my goodness. No, when I say that in college, I was eating pounds of grapes, and people will say that's so expensive. Well, when you think about eating, okay, let's say we eat 2 pounds of bananas. Those are 46 or 56 cents a pound. Imagine eating 2 pounds of steak. That's,
Right.
no one can eat 2 pounds of steak, but if you ate a pound of steak or half a pound, it's so expensive.
Yes.
So, once you really start looking at that, it's not more expensive. You can eat as much as you want, as often as you want, without worrying.
Amazing. So basically, in the first part, we were talking about check in with your body. Are you hungry? Trying to really reduce the emotional eating. But I think now we're saying that fruit is a freebie.
It's a freebie.
It's a freebie.
It's a freebie. You can go crazy. You can eat.
Yes.
And it's not boring where you're just eating apples. There are things that you can eat that are incredible. And the cleaner you get, the more you can add in other foods. The more
are you saying the more fruit you eat, the non-fruit will be able to pass through you
yes.
quickly? And
Yes.
okay. So do you believe that fruit increases your metabolism basically?
Well, I'm not 100% sure about that
Yeah.
scientifically, but
Right.
for me, absolutely.
You notice when you're primarily fruit based that if you eat other foods, you don't seem to gain weight with the other foods.
No, and I think what it is that your body just processes them so much easier. You're not constantly clogging your system.
Yes.
You're still doing a semi cleanse.
Right, because you talk about all the time the high water content
Yes.
of fruit.
Yes.
So very easy for our digestive system to break down the fruit, move it through us.
Exactly.
It's not requiring a lot of energy from our bodies.
Right.
We always talk about, think about your stomach digesting a piece of watermelon versus a piece of steak.
Right.
And how much more energy, water it takes for your body to break down that steak. And I think this is one of the reasons that your skin really improves because you're so much more hydrated, right?
Yes. The hydration. Absolutely. That's a whole other topic.
Yes.
So,
Can
yes.
I ask you, do you consider tomatoes and avocados fruit?
Yes.
Okay, so those are open season freebies?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, because I love them so much.
Yes.
Now, what about vegetables? Are vegetables a bit different?
Yes.
Than fruit?
Definitely different.
Definitely
Definitely different. So in my experience, as I've been on this path, I know that when I eat vegetables, I'm slowing down. I feel my digestion slowing a little. It's not as efficient, but it's still phenomenal because of all the fruit.
And what do you have any idea why the vegetable moves differently than the fruit, like biologically?
I feel like it's just a little bit harder for our bodies to digest. Think about it: broccoli, cauliflower.
Okay, they're denser, less water based.
Less water.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I never really thought of it that way. Fruit in general is more water based than vegetables.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like the two main tips that we've been talking about are first, really listening to your body, really tuning into your body. Am I hungry for food? Yes or no? Am I actually hungry for something else? Do I need a break from my work? Do I need to celebrate? Am I
No,
bored?
I love what you said about the music. You know, even that little step in between. You know, I'm really feeling hungry. Find what that is. For me, growing up, it was books and music. We had so much music, and even now, that's my go-to. So, you
Yes.
know, sit with that for a few minutes. If your mind is distracted and you may able to move on, then you're fine. Move on. If that hunger, if that's constantly gnawing at you, I need food, I need food, I need food, then tap into that.
You know, it's really interesting too, because food is something we can indulge in while we're working, for instance.
Oh my god.
So in our very
Ah,
work-based culture, go, 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 do, perform,
yes.
food works right into that. We can eat a sandwich while we're working on our computer. So
We can eat M&Ms so easy. Just do,
oh
do,
my gosh,
I mean,
totally.
yes.
Or again, getting back to the freshman 15, when I'm studying for my finals, I can be eating Doritos and chugging Dr. Pepper to kind of carry me through.
Ben and Jerry's, a tub a day.
Oh my gosh.
Tub a day.
So,
A
so yummy.
pizza every night.
Oh, right. How many college students order the pizza? Right. So what I notice is part of my resistance to doing something else besides reaching for food, let's say during my work day, is, oh, but it takes time to go for a walk or to listen to music and dance to it as my break. There's part of my ego is thinking, I don't have time.
Yes.
I need something to kind of move me through this, so I'm just going to grab food. So we really start to look at our relationship with time, our relationship with feeling we have to be productive all the time. And again, all of this is very transformative, because ideally we do want to take time to take a break and have some joy and have some fun.
Yes.
That's so essential. But I know that I do struggle with that.
Mm-hmm. No, because our minds say, "Oh, this work is terrible. It would be better if I was just eating M&Ms or Skittles or whatever it is, you know, that
Yes.
go to."
And I think we all know, as moms, for instance, particularly if we were stay-at-home moms and sometimes juggling careers that we do at home online and taking care of our kids, that for moms, it can feel like the work never ends.
Yeah.
So, all of us, we see so many who maybe are not at their ideal weight because of feeling, I don't have time to do something besides reaching for food. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to change my habits, all of this. So it's really an epidemic
Yes.
of being overweight and not knowing how to get out of that.
Yes.
And I think something we talk about a lot is every transformation starts just with incremental change, day by day by day.
Yes.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yes.
Use an elephant metaphor. But what we're talking about is, we don't have to feel pressure. I'm going to change everything overnight, and I'm never going to eat that, the pasta, the mac and cheese again when I'm really sad. Or we just focus on incremental change, day by day, one day at a time.
One meal at a time.
One meal at a time. One win, or not. Maybe it's not a win. That's okay.
Yeah.
So we just really embrace our humanness and love ourselves through the whole process. If I didn't eat the way I wanted to today, it's okay.
Yes.
Really always loving, deep compassion for ourselves the entire way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's another topic.
Yeah. Yes. And that's a big topic we also do a deep dive into, is self-love, self-compassion, self-honoring, because our relationship with food has all of these aspects: the emotional aspect, the mental aspect, the physical aspect, and the subconscious aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a complex relationship. It's one of our most complex relationships we have in our lives. It also relates to our survival. This might be a little bit far out.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was just gonna say this might sound a little bit far out, maybe, but a lot of us have had past lives where we starved to death, where food was absent. And so some of us in this lifetime are still carrying that energy. And so in the Your Fountain of Youth, we also actually go into that as well.
Wow.
Clearing starvation energies and lack consciousness around food.
Right.
Also in our ancestral lineages, many of our grandparents, great-grandparents, the Great Depression, there literally was not enough food. The potato famine in Ireland, no food. So all of that is in us too. So that also informs sometimes our relationship with food.
Yes.
Yeah.
It truly is learned.
It truly is learned.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
our focus really has to be on becoming aware and unlearning, unlearning those patterns, those beliefs.
100%. That is the path. Exactly. You nailed it on the head. The number one thing we want to concentrate on is being conscious.
Right.
And being aware, what are my habits? Why am I doing them? How do I want to shift them? And then just taking those incremental steps.
Right.
And we talk about this all the time, but the work we do in the Your Fountain of Youth gives you those powerful tools to not only transform your body, your relationship with eating, but then you take those tools into every aspect of your life. It's not just about food.
Exactly.
So we're really talking about becoming completely conscious in every area of our life and really setting our intentions and really living out our dreams.
Yes.
In every area of our life. And it's all completely doable. It just takes some focus and some attention.
And some support.
Yes. I love that you're mentioning the support.
We need it. We need it.
Yes. And in the Your Fountain of Youth program, we have a private Facebook group. So we're in daily communication. We're cheering everyone on, our wins, our losses, offering support, guidance. It's just a super powerful container. And the end result of all of this, I want to say, to me, is freedom.
Freedom
from addiction to food. Freedom from not feeling comfortable in my body. Freedom from thinking I just can't have what I want. I'm just going to have to settle for a body that doesn't really feel great. I'm just going to have to I'm just going to have to accept my wrinkles.
I want you to go to, we talked about this, the extreme, how, sometimes I go back. It's like I was saying about the book when I was younger and I found that book and people said, oh, no, you have an eating disorder. That's an eating disorder where you're eating so much fruit, but you're not eating potatoes or steak or chicken or chocolate cake, whatever it is. We keep going back to those same foods. But when you're not eating the standard American diet and you're doing anything else, it's always a red flag. So we go to those extreme places. And with those, when we're in that place of, it's so extreme, we're okay with being somewhat stuck in the standard American diet when it, even though we know it may lead to surgeries, it may lead to heart disease, it may lead to, you were talking about, even if you had a quote that you were reading earlier. Do you have that with you?
Yes, I do. Okay, this quote. Some people think a plant-based diet, whole foods diet is extreme. 500,000 people a year will have their chests opened up and a vein taken from their leg and sewn into their coronary artery.
Yes.
Some people would call that extreme.
Exactly. And I think we can both agree that to us, that's extreme. The recovery,
it's so funny because
yesterday,
so we're both in Florida right now. I'm staying with Andrea, which is amazing. And we went to Miami last night, which was amazing. But yesterday in the airport, I had a layover, and I was sitting at a restaurant in the airport, and I pulled out a bag of arugula from Trader Joe's, and I was just eating the arugula like potato chips or something.
Incredible.
And next to me was a nice guy eating a burger and fries, and I saw him looking at me, and I thought, I don't know if he was thinking I was cuckoo, but
of course.
But in my own brain, I was just thinking, this is really healthy. It's actually really tasty too. And
but we are looked at like we are crazy.
Yes, people tell me I eat like a rabbit, and well, rabbits are pretty healthy.
No, I know.
It's funny because sometimes I think that I'll feed my animals in a way that's even healthier than my kids.
Yes.
But I'll feed my animals, more healthy food. But I think what you're saying is in the beginning, before the quote, you're basically saying that we tend to be tethered to the standard American diet, the acronym, which is SAD. Mm-hmm. Seems like an interesting synchronicity. And then we'll go to these extremes of, okay, I'm just going to not eat for a week, or I'll only drink water for whatever. But then we come back. We're just sort of tethered, imprisoned. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what we're really advocating is letting go, really deprogramming ourselves from the standard American diet, embracing
and the fact that no matter what it is that we're doing, all these things, the cleanses, they're, that whole mentality of it being extreme, we have to let that go.
Oh my gosh. When I try to talk about cleanses with, say, the medical profession, my ex-husband is a medical doctor. Oh boy. And there's so much information online about how cleanses don't work, how your body doesn't need cleanses, how you need to be so careful. None of that is my experience.
One of them, you see it all the time. Don't do anything until you consult with your doctor.
Well, yes. All this fear mongering. Yes. As if someone else is in control of our own body.
Right.
As if we have to check in about our own body. And we also teach this in your Fountain of Youth, is just communicating with your body yourself. Yes. Just getting the answers of what your body needs from direct communication with your body. I have lots of different experiences directly communicating with my body.
Yes.
And getting the answer I need.
Exactly.
What we're talking about is physical sovereignty. I am responsible and accountable for the health of my body.
Yes.
And I can tune into my body's own natural intelligence and get all the answers I need. And our bodies are self-healing organisms.
Yes.
And
how did we have it when we were a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old? We had it then.
Yes.
We innately knew, I'm hungry, I'm not hungry. I want to eat it, I don't want to eat it.
Exactly. And I love that you've brought up this word extreme, because you're right. There's so much judgment and opinions about what we're talking about that it's extreme. And all we're talking about is, let's bring our body back to its natural radiance, its natural health.
Right.
Through conscious practices, physical practices, subconscious practices, mental, emotional practices. It's a no-brainer. It is. And let's take the time to focus on what can really be, in a way, the most important aspect of our lives is our physical vessel. Think about all the money that you will save.
Yeah.
Think about not getting a disease. I mean, not only are diseases just obviously so uncomfortable, possibly leading to your death,
right,
but they're also extremely costly. It's extremely
yes,
time consuming.
yes,
People, if you need to get chemotherapy, I mean,
yes.
it's a no-brainer when you really come back to your common sense to
No,
start with taking care of your body.
right. And it goes with exactly what you said. So this change is the catalyst for all positive things in your life.
Yes.
As soon as you start feeling any sense of negativity in your body whatsoever, it doesn't even have to be disease. It can be any sort of physical ailment. That's the catalyst for everything in your life falling apart. Struggle.
100%. And in our society, we will turn to surgery. We will turn to medicine to mask the symptoms rather than turning to what is the root cause of this physical ailment.
Yes.
And it's going to start with something likely emotional.
Right.
And so, yes, we have to clean all of that up, as within, so without, as our internal world is healthy, clean, functioning, then the external body reflects that.
Yes.
There are pictures of me when I was married, and it was not a happy marriage, where I look so much older than I do.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes.
So much more strained.
Me too. And I don't even think it was necessarily, I think it goes back to my beliefs. I'm a mom. I should look like a mom.
Yes.
I'm in my 30s now. I shouldn't dress this,
Yes.
those limiting beliefs.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
it. This is what I have. So I might as well just,
Oh my gosh. That's a whole nother topic about like acting your age. I would love to do that as a show. I want to make a note of that. And I just want to share with everyone that last night we went dancing in Miami and you had the cutest outfit on. And you always have such youthful, fun, bright, belly showing outfits. And I just always love that about you. You've never dressed age.
No. You either. Oh my goodness. Even today, your cute little outfit.
Yes. And that's a huge topic about this quote unquote acting your age.
Yes.
The way you dress, what you do. Oh, you shouldn't go dancing. You're not a teenager anymore.
Right.
All these limiting beliefs. Yeah. So really what we're talking about in our Your Fountain of Youth program is it's just an unleashing, a releasing of all of this dogma that you have to act your age, that you're going to age, and life just gets kind of more glum and dark and gray.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
The opposite. The opposite. All of us can come into more radiance, more vitality, more youthful energy. Yeah. This is just the beginning. So that really is our invitation to everyone. And we're just about to have our website up. We're putting the last touches on it. But our Your Fountain of Youth program, I'm going to use the word epic. I don't think that's an oversell. It is an epic program that will absolutely change your life, not just your body.
Right. Yes. Life-changing.
Life-changing. Absolutely life-changing.
We've seen it work with our clients, with the people we've worked with. We've seen it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's actually incredible. I'll just throw this in, the metamorphosis journey, which is another one of my programs where we really bring you back to your own self-guidance and courage and feeling. It's an amazing program. So many people who take that journey lose so much weight. It blows my mind. Your cortisol levels are dropping. When just basically when we come into alignment, everything shifts.
Yes.
So it's just remarkable.
And it's not difficult.
It's not difficult.
Everything shifts almost naturally.
Exactly. It's just taking some focus. It's just being mindful. It's just taking incremental steps, but it's so doable.
Yeah.
So these programs, the Your Fountain of Youth program, the Metamorphosis Journey, they are life-changing experiences, and every aspect of your life will end up shifting.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to throw this out there that Christmas is coming and birthdays are always around. These programs are amazing things to gift to people. Yeah. I mean, we love our friends, we love our families. If you can share the gift of transformation with people, what greater gift can you give to a loved one than their own blooming transformation? It's just, we can't say enough about these programs because they really are life changing.
The results.
It's because of the results. Yes.
We live the results.
Yes, we have lived the results. Our clients are living the results, and it brings people into joy, into freedom, into, I really can have my dreams come true. I really can.
And the word that comes up for me is connection. Connection to self, connection to others.
Yes. What is alignment? At its bare bones, it's reconnection with yourself and your own inner compass.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
So exciting.
We can talk about this forever. So I think, is that pretty much good for today? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and please join us in the Your Fountain of Youth program. It really is an epic, life-changing program.
Yes. So excited. Can't wait.
See you soon.
Bye. Bye.